Hello and welcome back to the Blobber grumbles about Rosewater. We did not enjoy the visit the carnival people, the actor colony. Hopefully the next adventure is a bit more enjoyable.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
I have to say, I've learned quite a bit about coyotes lately.
They are fascinating creatures, aren't they? I'm sure you can understand why there are so many stories and legends about them.
Did you get a chance to speak with Mrs. Fortine?
I did, for a short while.
What did she have to say?
Oh, she was just curious about my background, told me about hers, that sort of thing. It was a nice conversation.
Think Miss Atomi's show will be a success?
I hope
I'd like to
not.
think so. We certainly left it better than when we found it.
Phil?
Harley,
How do you think Miss Atomi's show will do?
I believe it has a chance to succeed.
How are you liking the guitar?
It is a fine instrument. I have not had the opportunity to play in some time.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
We're slowing down again.
Do my eyes deceive me?
What is it?
That establishment by the roadside. It is flying the flag of New Spain. Come, Harley. Let us have a look inside. Ándale. Now we are talking. Come, let us have a drink, Harley.
Sure. Be right there. Looks like he's already had too much. Must have been a spill at this table.
Well, if we can pick it up, we must. It is a point and click.
Yuck. Looks like it hasn't been cleaned in months. Hey, that kind of looks like Phil.
Oh my!
Gives the patrons something to look at, besides each other's ugly mugs. Wonder if that's the mascot. Surprisingly well stocked for such a remote place. Not a bad-looking fellow.
Really, we can't talk to him. I am shocked that we
Tell me,
cannot talk to the
Harley,
bartender.
have you ever had real tequila?
You mean the stuff you put in Danny's chili?
No. That was mezcal. I am talking about the stuff made from blue agave. Bartender, 2 shots of your finest tequila, if you please. To what shall we toast?
Let's raise a glass to our newfound friendship.
Now you're talking. Salud! What do you think?
I thought tequila was supposed to burn like hell.
Only the inferior kind. Good tequila is smooth as water. I like this place. Reminds me of home.
You must really miss it, huh?
It is a wound in my heart. But I cannot go home until I know I am not leading my men into a massacre at the border. Until I have more recruits and sufficient supplies and equipment, my only option is to stay here and plan. Yet, every moment I remain in exile, the corpse of the revolution rots.
Write a manifesto?
Instead of lamenting your exile, why not do something about it from here?
Like what?
Send word to the people back in New Spain? Publish a manifesto? Something is better than nothing.
I am a fighter, not a writer.
That's what I once thought, too.
All well and good, but I am not like you. For me, the sword is mightier than the pen. Shall we have another?
I'll gladly raise another glass with you as long as mine's water.
It is bad luck to toast with water.
I've found it's worse luck to ignore your limits. Anyway, it's not about what's in the glass. It's what's in your heart.
G'day, Maud.
Well said. Bartender, another one for me and, water for my friend.
The same animation.
This time,
It's
I
slightly
have
cheap, but
something.
oh well.
To the success of the new Spanish Revolution. Viva la Revolución de Nueva España.
There you
Salud.
go, Mordcald.
La revolución. General Márquez.
Hernandez.
Friend of yours?
Friend, that man is a traitor.
Mm.
Traidor. Toma.
¡Ay!
Good
After him.
lord,
Do
that
not let
escalated
snake
quickly.
escape.
Bill?
Over here. He cannot have gone far. There is no way out of here, but it is too dark to see back there.
Who is that? And what's happening right now?
No time to explain. We need to find Hernandez quickly. That traitorous bastard is hiding in the dark like the rat he is. We must flush him out so he cannot take us by surprise.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, stick and then stick lighted on the overhead candle seems reasonable, Maud. I agree.
Oof! It's heavier than it looks.
Oh, it's such a heavy stick.
Damn. It just burns out right away.
Well, how fortunate that we picked up... No, come on. Give me my inventory, game. Alcohol-soaked rag on stick becomes
That's-
torch. Surely. Yeah. No. Really? Okay, no, it's that if you put it down, it goes out.
That's better.
The blood trail ends here. He's either in that back room or behind those crates. You take one, I will take the other.
I'll do the crates then.
Aha!
Phil, wait!
Wait for what? This man is a traitor, pure and simple. And there is only one way to deal with traitors.
Por favor, no me mates. Te lo ruego. Tengo familia.
What's he saying?
He's begging for his life. Says he has a family. Clearly a lie, or he would be with them instead of face down in his drink. No me mientas, bastardo.
I am not lying, I swear.
Oh, so you finally learned some English, did you? What other tricks have you learned since you deserted, I wonder?
I feel like I'm missing something. What's the story here?
The story is this man is a deserter. He abandoned his compadres when they needed him the most.
No, it is not like that.
Cállate, cabrón.
Look, I helped you find the man. At least tell me what happened.
Fine. Hernandez was one of the revolution's best defenders. I thought he was loyal.
I was. I am.
But he was among the first to flee when the Spanish army came to Jicotea.
No, I can explain.
So can I. You chose to run like a coward instead of staying and fighting like a man. It takes a low sword to abandon someone who is counting on you. You said so yourself, Harley.
That's
How about
true,
you let him
but
speak for
everyone
himself?
deserves a chance to tell their side of the story.
I do not understand. When Stokes left us to the Otham, you weren't interested in hearing his explanation. Yet now, you are willing to listen to this traitor?
If I ever see him again, then I'll demand his explanation.
You can damn well bet I'd demand an explanation from Stokes if I ever saw him again. But I'm pretty sure I'll never get that chance. You've got it now. Don't squander it.
There is some truth to what you say. Rare is the opportunity to confront those who have wronged us. But I don't care to listen to his excuses. His actions told me enough.
So you're just going to kill him?
No, I am not just going to kill him. I am bringing a traitor to justice.
General, please, We were outnumbered 10 to 1. It was hopeless. I have a family who needs me. What was I meant to do?
You were meant to fight for your freedom. For your family's freedom. To die for it if necessary. Do you know how many of your brothers gave their lives so you could run off and make merry in some alpine cantina?
As many as gave their lives so you could do the same.
What? How dare you?
I heard
Ooh.
about the massacre at Jicotea. And yet I see you standing here before me. Did you stand and fight? Did you die gloriously for freedom? No, you ran, just as I did. Because there was no victory possible. The only difference is that you justified your cowardice by calling it a retreat.
Is he entirely
Not
wrong?
completely wrong.
I did not run away. I assessed the situation and made strategic decisions. That is what a general does. If our front line had not broken and scattered before the enemy, more lives might have been saved in an orderly retreat. But I preserved what forces I could to fight another day. I wept for every man, woman, and child who died at Jicotea. I should have died alongside them.
And so did I. I ran to Vespuccia, just like you. Because New Spain is no place now for revolutionaries. Was I a coward? Yes. And I cannot escape that shame. If you feel you must execute me for that, then so be it. But a traitor? Never. I love my country, and my heart still beats for her freedom. I will gladly return to fight for it, if you will have me back.
Ay, Hernandez, why do you do this to me? I never doubted your loyalty until you broke. But now, what would you do if you were in my position, Harley?
Let him go take care of his family, rejoin the fight, or don't put this on me. Or just outright murder him.
One moment of weakness shouldn't define your whole life. We're all better than who we are on our worst day. Seems to me your government would like nothing better than to have one less rebel in the world. Why give them the satisfaction? Give him a chance to redeem himself. Let him rejoin the fight.
Mostly, Maud. Mostly.
Very well. I am rebuilding my army and preparing to return home to liberate New Spain. The revolution is not dead, but she needs soldiers to defend her. I will send word to you here, at this saloon, when it is time to report for duty. Until then, go back to your family.
Gracias, General. Gracias.
You should not just be thanking me, eh? You owe your life to my wise friend here.
Thank you, señorita.
Don't mention it. Now, can we put this all behind us and get back to the bar? I'm mighty thirsty all of a sudden.
Indeed. Our friend can treat your wound, Hernandez. Perhaps afterwards you will join us for a drink, in honor of the martyred dead of Jicotea.
You see, now this segment I liked. It builds up the backstory of one of our traveling companions. Instead of visiting the
you go on
stupid
ahead? I'd like a
actors in the
minute to
middle of
collect my
nowhere.
thoughts.
Very well.
Alright. Apparently we don't have anything to do here.
Oh, good, you're back. We're low on food. If we want to eat tonight, we'll need to hunt for more. I'll let y'all decide what we're after. Round here, the fishing's pretty good, and there's plenty of rabbits and pheasants. Personally, I'd suggest rabbits. Easiest to catch and prepare.
I wouldn't be opposed to some pheasant. Danny makes a mean stew.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What kind of fish are common around here?
Mostly salmon.
Ah, then fishing gets my vote.
Yes, I vote fishing as well.
And you, Legere?
Fishing. We will pioneer fishing.
Salmon gets my vote too.
Then it's decided. The three of you who wanted salmon, take the poles in the wagon and get fishing. Rest of us will start
It
making...
is Mordkalb. It's a steam wagon.
I have a good feeling about this place. Let us cast our lines here.
Here? All right then.
Fishing minigame?
Have you ever fished before, Harley?
Would you believe this is my first time?
Do not worry. It is not difficult to pick up. Just cast your line and wait for a tug.
Yeah,
When you feel the bite, secure
we're
the
in
line.
pseudo
We want to get to the shore
America,
as
but
quickly as possible. If it puts
there's
up a
some
fight,
old
pull your
history
rod in the
things.
opposite direction
It's
to where the
not
fish is
quite
going.
real
Once you've
world.
got it back in the center, you can start reeling it in again.
All right, here goes nothing. Something's biting. Got it. Now to reel it in. Ooh, feisty little sucker. Hey, where do you think you're going?
Well, this is nice and calm, compared to that bottle shooting minigame that was ludicrous.
Got you.
Ludicrous reaction speed required. This is very chill.
Not without a fish on the line. Got it. Now to reel it in. Ooh, feisty little sucker.
Old boot or actual fish? Looks like actual fish.
I think I got a bite. Got it. Now to reel it in. You're not getting off the hook that easy.
Hopefully third time is the charm, and then we're done with fishing minigame.
Come here, fishy.
No, maybe it's a five. 5 times. No, it
So how
was
did you
3.
two fare?
I caught 2 fish.
I only one.
I caught 3.
Wonderful. We'll have plenty to eat tonight.
A bear? I think a bear wants our fish.
Oh no.
Carajo!
Shh, don't shout. Bears don't like loud noises.
Well, I do not like bears.
What are we supposed to do?
Stay quiet. Move away very slowly.
I think we should run while we still can.
You only have to run away the fastest, but no.
Backing away some more.
Good idea.
Bears like fish, right? Maybe if we give it some, it won't come after us.
Not a bad idea.
Throw him a fishy.
It seems to be working. Come, keep moving away.
We can afford to lose one fish to the bear.
That was close.
Much closer than I would have liked.
At least we got away with our lives, and some of our food.
I think that after that ordeal, this fish will be the best tasting meal we have ever had.
Let's go back to camp.
Now that was some good eating. So, I've been meaning to ask, what's everybody planning on doing with their share of Clark's stash?
Jake, is that something we should really be talking about?
Look,
Good job,
I ain't
Mobot.
deaf. I've known about your little treasure hunt for a while. Far as I'm concerned, that's your business, and I want no part of it. You paid me to get you to El Presidio, and that's what I'm doing.
Should we offer Lola a cut?
Miss Johnson's been a valuable member of this group. I think we should cut her in.
You're kind, Leger, but I ain't interested. I was taught to earn an honest living, and that's what I intend to do.
Fair enough. If you don't want in,
Anyway,
I'm not going to
question
push.
stands.
I think I'd like to buy a new pair of 6-shooters. maybe a horse. It'd be nice to travel the countryside, too.
Have we not been doing that?
Well, sure, but I meant for pleasure. What about you, Phil?
My share will go to the revolution, of course. With full coffers, we will more readily find willing allies.
That's good of you, Phil. I think I'd like to open my own clinic.
Dr. Redbird, eh?
Well, no, I can't practice as a doctor without a medical license. But I could continue as an herbalist, or maybe a midwife.
So get your medical license. You're already worth 10 of those frontier quacks out there. They're all practicing with some scrap of parchment they paid some fancy school for. You could just write in for one. You'd never have to attend a class or show your face.
Perhaps that's something to consider. You sure you aren't interested in joining us, Miss
Ooh.
Johnson?
I don't know how I'd feel about someone
For a while.
that got
An
their medical
interesting
doctorate
thought.
by
But I don't
correspondence.
mind moving around.
Being
At
my
least
doctor,
until
I
find
guess
something
better than
worth
no
staying
doctor,
put
though.
for.
What about you, Harley?
Rent out a room and keep writing stories, buy a bit of land, travel the world, give it to the less fortunate, keep it for a rainy day. I'll make my plans for my money once it's in my pocket.
I'm still thinking.
What does Gentleman
Let's
Jake
hear
want to
your
do?
answer.
All right. Well, so far, the money I've earned from appearances and touring the shows kept me quite comfortable. Not to mention the gifts from my adoring public. So I'm thinking I'll probably donate my share to orphans.
That's a wonderful idea, Jake. Support for the less fortunate is so often cloaked in greed and selfishness. But you've truly got a good heart.
You needn't thumb your nose at me, Harley.
I'm doing no such thing. You were being sincere, weren't you?
Of course I was. Oh, never mind. It's your turn to answer now, anyway.
I mean, we wanted to be a writer. That was how the story started, so the one that keeps to our character the most
I
is...
see no reason to quit what I've started doing. I'll rent a room someplace and keep writing.
Back in Rosewater?
Maybe. Maybe someplace else. We'll have to see what El Presidio's like.
All right, folks, I'm turning in. See y'all in the morning.
Pat Doggo! Most important interaction.
Who's a good pup?
How are you feeling, Phil?
Oh, well, I have had much to think about of late. The incident with Hernandez has left me uneasy. Perhaps I was too rash in dealing with him. At that moment, I felt sparing him was the right thing to do, but was it? And what of the revolution? Or the mystery of the fort's Aurum shipments? I have yet to hear from Lieutenant General de la Vega regarding either. So many questions and so few answers.
Sounds like you really do have a lot on your mind.
Indeed. Would you like to join me in a toast to the fallen?
I'll pass on the drink, but I'll join you in saluting their memory.
A curious custom you follow. But, all right. A los caídos. Salud! I have been meaning to ask. More than once now, you have refused to imbibe during a toast. Now, where I am from, this could be considered anything from a social misstep to a downright insult. Why do you do this, Is this a common thing among Vespuccians?
Not so common, no. I just don't drink much. Never really saw the benefit, and I've seen plenty of harm. Doesn't mean I don't want to spend time together or honor what's important.
Fascinating. What a refreshing and unusual perspective. It is always a pleasure to raise a glass with you, my friend, whether there is anything in it or not. I believe I will retire for the evening. Good night to you all.
Any more?
Glad to see you and Lisa Lou getting along so well.
She's a great pup. Suddenly the road feels a little less lonely. Ain't that right, girl?
I think we have made up for stealing her watch earlier by getting her the doggo.
You okay, Nadine? You seem lost in thought.
Oh, I was just contemplating what Miss Johnson said about me getting a license. I never really thought about it before. On one hand, it's exciting to think about all the possibilities, but it's also just as terrifying to consider the unknown.
Go for it.
Well, I think Miss Johnson has a point. You should try for your license. Anyway, isn't considering the unknown all part of being a doctor?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll give it some more thought. It seems I'm sleepier than I thought. I should get to bed.
Fair enough. Get some rest.
Good night, Harley. Please excuse me. I'll see you all in the morning.
Okay, and what about Danny Boy?
Doing all right, Danny?
I think so, yeah. I'm feeling pretty tired. Think I'll hit the hay.
Okay, and that should be it.
Looks like you and I are the last ones standing for a change.
Imagine that. You going to bed?
Guess so. You?
Not just yet. Time to get in my nightly walk.
I'll just watch out for the bear.
Enjoy yourself. See you in the morning.
Good night, Legere. Come on, girl.
What a responsible dog owner, taking their dog for a walk.
Morning. We ready to head out?
We should be once Lola returns. She said she was going to go scout down the road a ways.
That was a while ago. Maybe we should go check on her.
I'll go look for her.
You sure?
Yeah. Be back in no time. The breakfast fire's still going.
Nothing else here.
Everything all right?
Oh, yeah. Just some damn vandals making trouble.
Vandals? I don't follow.
Just have a look. Somebody's desecrated this traveler's shrine.
What's a traveler's shrine?
A custom of the road. Folks set 'em up for lots of reasons. Some think they bring luck. Others use 'em to pray to St. Christopher. Sometimes they have gifts or supplies you can use, provided you leave something for the next traveler.
What kind of person would mess with something meant to help people?
Plenty of folk in my experience.
Hey, Velma.
Sorry way of the world.
By golly, boy howdy.
Whoever did that
Welcome,
probably
Velma.
scattered everything around. We can search the area for what's missing.
What exactly are we looking for?
Well, the icon of St. Christopher for one. See all that writing on the
No.
boulder next to the shrine?
Don't
There
think
was
so.
probably something people used to make those marks, but that's also gone. And the offering box is empty.
Test
So
it.
we should put something in before we go.
All right, let's get to work.
I think that's right. And oh, good lord. Thank you. Yes, it's trying to use the headphone for some reason. There you go. That should be happier. It's a massive pain when things change their inputs for no reason. Bloody Windows update. Anyway.
It's covered in writing. Mostly place names, but
Thank
a few
you.
messages here and there. What's all this writing mean?
Folk usually write the name of their destination on a nearby surface.
Someone left some oranges, but they've gone moldy. Looks like this is where the writing tool is supposed to go. That must be where the supplies go. A makeshift alcove. Fine place for an icon.
Okay. So, north, west. Let's go north. Linux randomly changes the stereo balance at random. You spend time messing with the cables before realizing. Oh, mine is there'll be an update, and then suddenly all the audio inputs are in the wrong order for no obvious reason.
Keep your distance. That's poison ivy.
Nice
Every
little
bloody
pond.
time. It isn't broke. Why change
Nice
it?
little.
It doesn't look like there's anything here that we need. So let's try west. Well, there's a bottle.
This bottle's still intact.
A broken bottle?
Watch out for the broken glass there.
People have no regard.
Am I meant to clean it up?
Interesting looking mushrooms.
Very interesting. Especially if you want to poison somebody.
We should shoot them when we find them. This is worse than the traitor to the revolution.
The tree's covered in moss. A pile of dead leaves. Hey, a piece of chalk.
Oh, we were looking for the writing implement.
What do you suppose felled this log?
Probably a storm. No claw or teeth marks.
Yuck. What's that?
Probably a squirrel or chipmunk.
What's this? Looks like I found St. Christopher.
Good.
Okay, those were the things that we were looking for. So, put them back in the shrine.
There you are, St. Christopher. Back where you belong.
Was I meant to find more than one chalk? Because it didn't comment on us putting the chalk back. Put the dead squirrel in the shrine?
That must be where the...
I think I meant to put the
An
bottle.
empty bottle isn't going to be much use to anyone.
Ah, I meant to go fill it up at the spring.
Nice little pond.
Hope you ain't thinking of drinking that.
Something wrong?
That water's stagnant. Unless you want to be running out both ends, you better boil it first.
Okay, we can take it back to our fire. Or... I don't think there was water this way though, right? Yeah, there's no water this way. So maybe we are meant to boil it.
I'm heading back to camp for a spill.
All right then.
This shouldn't take long.
For a moment I was horrified that it might have added the water to our breakfast.
There, nice and clean.
But no, it did understand what I wanted. We have cleaned the water.
There. Now the next thirsty traveler can have some clean drinking water. Right? I think that's everything.
Not quite.
We need to leave our little mark.
You're going to write something?
Yep.
What do you mean by wherever?
Simple. I'm
Wherever
asking
the
for
road
safe
takes him?
passage to wherever I
Yeah,
end up.
wherever
And
the
where's
road
that?
takes her.
Damned if I know. Right now, the only way I'm going is forward. We all got our paths in this life. I'm just trying to forge mine.
I get what you're saying. Not having anything to tie you down is nice, in a way.
Speaking from experience?
You could say that. I've never put down deep roots. I'd only been in Rosewater a day before we started this trip. Before that, I lived in Pierre a few years after moving from Rampton, but I grew up in New Britannia.
Lamplight City? So you're one of them tough gals, huh?
Never a good comrade.
Well, there was a time I boxed under the name Spitfire Harley.
No kidding. Guess that explains a few things. We should head back to camp and get a move on. Sun's already higher than I'd like.
After you, Miss Johnson.
Another little bit of progress. I liked that segment. Those two segments were both much more enjoyable than the sailor. The sailor that had retired to the middle of the desert for no obvious reason, and the actors' colony. It kind of feels like I should talk to the lady again, though.
Hey, Miss Johnson?
What is it?
Did fixing that shrine give you some kind of peace?
Not sure peace is the word for it, but I'm glad we did a good turn.
I'll let you get back to driving.
Good.
We are meant to leave her alone, so we won't overtalk to her.
None are in the red, so I guess that's good. It's an autographed ferrotype of the Queen's Mid-Atlantic Players. Miss Hitomi gave it to us before we left.
Okay, so we've got another trinket from our journeys. Like, we got the guitar from the sailor, we got the trinket from this one from the stupid actors, we got our little...
Nadine carved this for me after telling me that story about the coyote.
Our one from the Nadine. Did we get something from the dinosaur woman? I suppose we've got this. Can I put it in something? I could give it away, but I don't want to give it away. I think we save it until we get to the Royal Society, and then we work out what to do with it.
Phil?
Harley?
What were the odds we'd run into one of your former soldiers?
It was quite a coincidence. I hope Hernandez does not squander the second chance he has been given.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
We're slowing down.
Oh, good. I was thinking we were about due for a stop.
I could use a walk.
Me too. Let's go have a look around.
We're not far from Hellfire Pass. The road gets mighty bumpy, so I thought we'd take a rest here.
Appreciated, Miss Johnson.
I'm going for a wash in that river, just down that way, in case any of you feel so inclined. Lord knows we could all use it.
That
She's
sounds like an
saying we're
excellent idea. I
stinky.
think I'll join you. I mean, I'll go too. After you.
Uh-huh. Come on.
How about you boys?
Well, give the ladies their privacy.
Well, I'm going for a walk. See you later.
He's taking a photograph?
Good day to you, sir.
Ah, hello there, young lady. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Indeed, Mr.
Ah, where are my manners? The name is Treadway, Rupert Treadway.
I'm Harley Legere.
Absolutely delighted to make your acquaintance, Miss Legere.
Is that contraption some sort of camera?
Goodness, what perspicacity. It is indeed, my dear, but no ordinary camera. This is my own patented design.
What a time
the
to be alive.
Rapograph.
The what now?
It's a portmanteau, you see, of rapid and photograph.
Ooh, a
The name
rapograph.
isn't necessarily final. The point is, my camera can capture images instantaneously without the need to hold a pose. I'm then able to combine these instant images to create moving pictures.
Moving pictures? I've heard some whoppers in my day, but
I assure you, it's true. Allow me to demonstrate.
I have no words. That's...
Amazing, isn't it? I take a sequence of individual images and quickly cycle through them to create the appearance of movement.
it's so smooth and
I have
lifelike.
invented the
But
rotoscope.
not since the Renaissance maestros discovered the vanishing point has there been such a revolution in the science of imagery.
Just what is it you're photographing here?
Anything I can. This forest has offered prime specimens for my study of animal locomotion. I've done some preliminary work with human subjects. Unfortunately, I've not been able to procure many volunteers.
Next, he'll be saying that all 4 of the horse's hooves leave the ground at some point during a gallop. You have to have that one frame, Vummer. And we already complained about the animations when, at the start, when we left out, we were trotting everywhere instead of going at a nice, slow canter. No, there are 3 boys in the party. They would not be trotting around if they had the option of cantering. Anyway, enough. Blobber puts on his dressage hat again. I'm not going outside to fetch that once more and complain about inaccurate horse stuff.
I don't suppose you'd let me borrow that booklet of yours.
I'm afraid not, Miss Legere. It's nothing personal. I just can't afford to let my prototypes fall into the wrong hands.
Pardon my asking, but you're not accustomed to being outdoors, are you?
Am I that obvious? What gave it away?
I've never met a frontiersman in a 3-piece suit before.
Aha, yes, of course. Well, you're right. I come from El Presidio. Perhaps in future I should trade my stovepipe for a coonskin cap.
If you need a human subject, I'd be willing to assist, provided there was some financial compensation.
I appreciate the offer, but you are not the sort of subject I'm looking for.
Why not?
As I am primarily interested in the movement of the body, the joints and muscles, I require my subjects to pose in the nude. Thus far I've employed paid ladies, but recruiting male models has proven more difficult. It is not so easy to convince them that my intentions are academic, not erotic.
And are they? Academic, I mean.
Oh, of course, of course. My work will benefit science, train practitioners of the medical arts, inform the labors of visual artists. It will serve mankind. There is nothing prurient about it.
So if I found you some male models...
Then I would happily pay 5 crowns each.
Sounds like a deal. I'll see what I can do.
Are we gonna convince our travel companions to go do some nude posing?
I just so happen to be on my way to El Presidio right now. Any advice for a first-time visitor?
Stay away from the wharf if you value your money or your life. Otherwise, it's a charming city. I'm sure you'll enjoy it very much.
So long, Mr. Treadway.
Au revoir, my dear.
Really? But Sea Captain said we should go to the wharf.
Lenses of various shapes and sizes. A contraption with a small bell and a dial with numbers around it. Oh, one of those gyro whatsits. I haven't seen one in a while. Judging by the smell, these are full of chemicals.
Okay, let's go convince our boys to go do some... 5 crowns is 5 crowns.
Hey, Jake. How'd you like to help a gentleman in need?
How do you mean?
I met a fellow just down the way who's doing some research involving ferrotypography.
Intriguing. Just what is this gent in need of?
He asked me to find him some models. He'd like to capture you in motion. Thing is, he needs you to do it in the nude. It sounds strange, but he's got his reasons.
I'm sure he does. So this feller wants some spicy pictures of old Gentleman Jake in his birthday suit. Is that it?
Yes. You see, he's so self-absorbed that I could believe he'd actually go for that.
Well...
You can go ahead and let him know it will be my pleasure to oblige.
Oh. Okay, then.
See, he is so self-absorbed. Predicted it in one.
Danny, I've got a favor to ask. There's a fellow just down the way who's looking for willing participants to help with his research.
And you want me to volunteer?
That's the idea.
What sort of research are we talking?
He's developing moving images.
Wow, really?
Yep, he's got a special camera and everything. Just needs models. Thing is, he wants them to be nude.
Why?
Something about accurately capturing the body's movement.
I see. I don't know.
If it's any reassurance, the fellow didn't strike me as anything but sincere in his scientific interest. Nothing shady.
You sure?
Believe me, I've seen shady. I asked Jake, and he's already said yes.
Okay, so what do you need me for?
Because we get paid more if there are more models.
So, this is just about making money?
Well, not entirely. It's also about advancing scientific research.
I think Jake's starting to rub off on you. You'll be fine without me, though maybe not as rich.
Fair enough.
Hey, Phil, how'd you like to make some easy money?
What are you talking about?
There's a fellow nearby needs some help. I'm trying to find him some volunteers.
To do what, exactly?
He's developed a new camera that takes ferrotypes in quick succession, capturing movement. He's looking for some models to help study human locomotion.
And he's offering payment?
That's right, 5 crowns per model.
What is the catch?
How'd you know there was one?
Because there is always a catch. So, what is it?
He wants his models to be nude.
Wait, you're joking, yes?
I'm not.
Vete a la chingada. You expect me to take my clothes off and be ferrotyped by some pinche pendejo you met in the woods? How do you know he's not some miscreant seeking additions to his personal erotica collection?
If I thought that was his angle, I'd never have asked.
I am sure you are a fine judge of character. But unless you have something to back up your impressions, I will remain right here.
Ah, so if we go back and we tell him we need the little moving images booklet to convince them.
Mr. Treadway?
Madam?
One of my friends may be up to helping, but he needs some convincing. Could you maybe come back with me and explain it to him yourself?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't leave my camera here.
What if I guarded it?
I'm sure you're trustworthy, but it's too great a risk.
Couldn't we just take it with us?
The camera's already assembled and calibrated. The process of disassembly, transport, reassembly, and recalibration would take ages.
Okay, I get it. I'll figure out another way to convince him.
The booklet.
So long, Mr.
Au revoir.
Not while he can see me take it.
Really? But the booklet.
It's that little moving... Mr. Treadway?
Madam?
Say, what's that doohickey on your wagon? The one with the bell.
That? Oh, that's my timer.
How does it work?
You simply turn the dial to set how many seconds you wish to count down. When the time has elapsed, the bell rings. It's far more convenient for my purposes than an hourglass.
Well, I guess we can't borrow... I was assuming we would borrow the book and use the book to convince Philo. But nope.
Well, Mr. Treadway,
You'll have to make
I
do
got
with
you a
only
model.
Jake as your model.
Wonderful. Bring them over and we'll get started. Yes, this is perfect.
All right, Mr. Treadway, just say the word and we can get going.
All right, let's begin. Spectacular. Your performance exceeded all expectations.
I have to admit, I've never seen such flexibility. So, about that payment?
Oh, yes, of course. Here you are.
Much obliged.
Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. Enjoy your time in El Presidio.
Why do I feel like a pimp? Oh. Okay. So yes, here is our map. Mordcal with our pseudo map. So Pacific Ocean, fairly normal. We has West Vespuccia, Rotterdam, Piedmont, which is separated by the Occidental Range, and then New Spain. So there's like some of this I think is historic, but other bits of this are not quite so historic. Anyway, let's talk to you about your modeling.
Yeah, Harley?
I must say, seeing you model for Mr. Treadway was quite the diversion.
I can't say it was something I expected to occur on this journey. Sure hope a little celebrity endorsement benefits his research.
In your professional opinion, do you think Miss Hitomi's show has what it takes
I
to
hope
succeed?
not. I hated all of those people.
You know that old saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all?
Sure.
I believe I'll defer to that regarding this particular question.
Hell of a trip this has been so far, huh, Jake?
Sure has. Ought to give you plenty to write about, huh?
I appreciate the chat.
Anytime, Harley.
Hey, Danny, let's talk.
Sure.
Think Miss Hitomi's show will be a success?
I sure hope so. It still needed some work, but I think we helped out a lot.
Been quite a journey so far, don't you think?
I'll say. Jake and I travel around a lot, but it's never as eventful as this.
Leger, get up here, would you?
What's the matter?
Bridge is out. We'll need to take the detour north through the mountains. Hey, you there. What happened to the bridge?
Just fell down the other day, damnedest thing. Heard a big boom, and next thing I know, no bridge. You know, if I was you, I'd just turn right back around.
Oh, yeah? What's wrong with the detour?
That road's haunted or cursed or something. Nobody who goes that way ever comes back.
You can't be serious.
That's what the last person who came through here said. And wouldn't you know it, I ain't seen him since.
I'm tired of dealing with weirdos.
Can
Very
we keep
true.
going? I've had my fill of maniacs.
My sentiments exactly.
Oh, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Look, if folks take that road and never come back, it means they made it where they were going. Now, if everyone who went that way did come back, then you'd know there was something wrong.
Huh. Never thought of it that way.
If you'll excuse us.
Maybe they just
wasted
never
enough
wanted to
time.
talk to him again. A sentiment I can get behind.
What was that all about?
The bridge over the canyons collapsed, so we're taking a detour through the mountains.
Who was the old guy?
Just some nut. Tried to convince us the road was cursed.
You really do meet all kinds out here, huh?
We seem to be blessed in that regard.
Santa Maria!
What the hell was that?
Are you okay, Harley?
Yeah, I'm fine. We'd better go see what happened.
How bad is it?
Bad.
Did the axle
One of the
break?
front wheels caught a big hole in the road. Front axle's completely
Yeah.
split. It's gonna take some time to fix. I suggest y'all find a good camping spot. We might be here a couple days.
Well, this is just fantastic.
A broken axle is fixable. We can deal with this.
Yes, and if we lose a day, we lose a day.
Hey, folks.
Hold it there. Who the hell are you?
He's got a
Hey,
cape.
easy now. I mean you no harm. My name is Jerome Hawkins. I come from the settlement just up the mountain. I saw your predicament. Came down to see if we could lend a hand.
A settlement? Up on that mountain?
Yes, sirree. We don't see new faces often, so everybody would be dying to meet you.
I can repair the axle. I just need time.
Oh, nonsense. We'll send somebody down to see to your wagon. In the meantime, I invite you to come up and be our guest for supper. We can offer you a safe and comfortable place to rest tonight.
Much appreciated, Mr. Hawkins.
Wonderful. Follow me then.
Greetings, friends. I hope you're well.
I might shaken up, but tolerable well otherwise.
I can only imagine. Brother Jerome said it looked like your wagon was in bad shape.
Nothing that can't be fixed.
Of course. But in the meantime, I invite you to stay with us here in New Bethel. I'm Joanna Taggart. On behalf of the brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn, I bid you welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Taggart.
Please, call me Sister Joanna.
Are you a
They seem better than the
religious
hippie
sister,
cult,
then,
Maud.
Sister Joanna?
We are all brothers and sisters.
So it's
in
early
God
days
here.
yet.
None placed above any other, although I do provide spiritual counsel to the community here. We can get further acquainted tonight. We're preparing a welcoming feast in your honor. You may wander freely as you please, but as this is a place of peace, we ask only that you relinquish any weapons you carry. Brother Jerome will store them safely for you. Sister Bridget, could you please show our guests around and get them settled?
Yes, Sister Joanna.
I look forward to seeing you all at the feast. Brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn, may I introduce our honored guests. At this table, we have Miss Harley Legere and Mr. Jake Ackerman. With the Rangers, Mr. Danny Lowe and Mr. Phil Marquez. And with Sister Bridget, Miss Lola Johnson and Miss Nadine Redbird. Please join
I
me
was
now in
worrying
prayer.
about that too, Maud.
O Lord, we give thanks for sending these fine people here for safety in their time of need, and for this food prepared by loving hands. We give thanks to you for blessing New Bethel by raising it up on this mountain, above the troubles of the world below. For as we know from Psalms, the mountains will bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. As we partake of this food, we pray for health and strength to carry on, and try to live as you would have us. This we ask in the name of God, our Heavenly Father. Amen.
Amen.
And now let us feast and celebrate the arrival of our new friends.
Oh, it's not cutscene. This is just what they do in the background. I'm me again. Okay.
Quite the welcome we've been given.
These are good people. Very generous.
We're very happy to have you.
The Hawkins family has offered to let me stay with them, and Sister Sue Ellen is going to show me the communal garden in the morning.
Yes, you should come have a look as well.
Maybe I will.
We really are very...
Yep. What about
Enjoying
Danny Boy?
yourselves, boys?
This place is incredible. Jerome was just telling me.
It's Brother Jerome, if you don't mind.
Oh, right. Brother Jerome was just telling me all about the Rangers and what they do.
And what do you do?
I'd be happy to show you both in the morning. We can go on patrol.
That sounds great.
Sure. We'll see.
Visit the garden, go on patrol.
I truly hope you're enjoying the feast, Miss Legere.
I am. Thank you.
Allow me to present my husband, Captain Perry Cloud Smith.
Good to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm so delighted that God saw fit to bring us together. Already you and your friends have given us so much joy.
I was wondering.
You must have many questions, I'm certain. But tonight is for celebration. Questions and their answers can wait until tomorrow.
Hey there.
Hello, Sister Harley. I'm Bridget Doran. I hope you're having a nice time.
I am. Thank you.
So where they got you staying?
Oh, she's with me and my son Patrick. We have an extra cot.
What about you?
I got the cabin up on the hill, nice and private.
Hello. I don't believe we've been properly introduced.
Oh, of course. Please forgive me. I'm Eliza Taggart.
Taggart? You're related to Joanna?
Yes, she's my mother. I wonder,
Could you tell me something about your friend with the guitar? I find him rather intriguing.
Oh, Phil's great. Always willing to have fun.
Ah, I thought so. I appreciate your honesty. Now if
She
you'll
wants to
excuse me.
escape the religious
May I have
cult?
everyone's attention, please? What a feast we have had! What joyous celebration! Alas, the hour grows late, and we must retire. God bless you all. I shall see you all bright and early for our morning sermon.
Come in.
Leger, you in there? Get out here, now.
But there's so many things to investigate
Not
in my
very
room.
comfortable. I hope we don't stick around here too long.
Leger,
Yeah. Once I finished investigating everything in
Bridget
the
and
room.
Patrick's beds. A handsome-looking man. Bridget standing with a man. This must be Patrick's. It's full of all sorts of wooden toys. Keeps the room warm. Winters here must get awful chilly, though.
Okay.
What's going on?
we got a problem. I tried going down to see about fixing the wagon this morning, but the path's guarded.
Guarded? By who?
The boy, Patrick.
What's he have to guard against?
He just kept saying it was dangerous to go down alone. We gotta get down there somehow.
You want me to take care of him or something?
No, I want you to come with me to the wagon. We need to get one of the others to cause a distraction.
Right. But who?
I'll leave that for you to decide. Let's get moving.
I mean, surely Gentleman Jake could give a stunning performance to distract these religious peoples.
Hello, Jake.
Howdy.
Thoughts on New Bethel?
Charming place, really. Nice folk.
I'm surprised. Wouldn't have figured you'd go in for all this biblical stuff.
I'm certainly not what you'd call a religious man myself, but I can respect their beliefs.
What are you doing out here?
Keeping the party going, chatting with Captain Perry, getting to know the place, same as you.
Talk to you later, Jake.
Take it easy, Harley.
I thought I'd be able to get him to do a distracting something, but apparently not.
It's full of curios. Lots of crosses and a nativity scene. The big man himself. A constant reminder that God is watching. A few Bibles and some other religious texts. There's a box on the wall with a small hexagonal hole in it. Odd.
Secret door? I predict secret door.
SS Rowena. I remember hearing about this airship vanishing. That must have been a decade ago. Firewood and some branches for kindling.
What about the other guy?
Hello, Brother Perry.
Oh, you don't have to worry about all that brother-sister stuff with me. Feels strange only having just met. Be nice for someone to call me Captain Perry again.
So, what are you the captain of?
I was the captain of this airship once, when it was still fit to fly.
Of course, I should have realized.
Not to worry. It's been so long, I often forget myself.
Do you miss flying?
Do you miss captaining an airship? Sailing the open skies?
Every day. Please understand I'm quite happy here. But watching the sun rise over the same horizon for 12 years, let's just say I wouldn't mind getting a glimpse of another part of the world now and then.
How exactly did the airship go down?
Oh, I'd rather not dredge that up. Especially not with someone I barely know.
Can you tell me about the brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn?
Fine folks, all of them. You'll get to know everybody yourself in time.
But I want to know your thoughts.
I'm not much for gossip, especially with folks I'm barely acquainted with.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Miss Legere.
We get it. You don't know us well.
Oh, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Not at all. I was just writing a song for Eliza.
You two hit it off then?
Indeed. She is a remarkable woman.
So where's Eliza now?
I am not sure. She rose early, before dawn.
What do you think of this place?
I admit I have not had much of a chance to explore. Eliza has kept me occupied.
Right. I should have realized.
Tell me more about Eliza. No,
How about
thank
a
you.
preview of your song?
Well, all right. I only have the chorus so far. Eliza, Eliza, brown hair and green eyes, your smile
Oh,
can
it
light
hurts.
up the room. Eliza, Eliza, you make my heart rise. Your radiance chases the gloom. What do you think?
Oh, God. Please, no. I hope
That's
she
very
likes it.
flattering. I'm sure she'll be impressed.
You really think so?
Sure.
That is a relief to hear. I feared it was rather bad.
All right.
I'll let you get back to it.
Try not to get into any trouble, eh?
Phil's shirt, jacket, and hat. Seems they came off rather quickly. Certainly makes a statement. This was clearly taken at least a decade ago. It's Joanna, Eliza, and some man I don't recognize. These are mostly nursery books. Educational primers, moral fables, Bible stories, and the like. Guess Eliza hasn't had much opportunity for book shopping as an adult. Eliza's nightstand.
Okay, nothing that's an obvious hexagonal thingamajig for putting in that presumable secret door whole thing.
Good morning, Joanna.
Oh, good morning, Sister Harley. I hope you slept well.
Well enough. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Of course. Tell me what's on your mind.
Not to be rude, but why are you calling me Sister Harley? I thought that was just something between
Because
members
you
of the
never get to
community.
leave now.
While you're here, you are a member. We're all children of God, after all.
Just how long have you folks been living up here anyway?
This is our 12th year in New Bethel, but the brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn came together before that. I founded this community back in Bright Bay.
So how did you get from Bright Bay to this mountain?
It was God's will. When Eliza was a small child, he sent her a vision. She saw a distant shore, the sun rising over the hills and shining on the water of a new ocean. It was clearly a sign to journey west, to the coast. I chartered an airship for Las Virgenes, but God had other plans for us. Our ship suffered mechanical problems en route. We were forced to make an emergency landing on this mountaintop. It was by the grace of God that we all reached the ground again safely. The ship had done its duty delivering us here. It would never fly again. So we salvaged it and built our new homes from the wreckage.
A journey west, you have some expertise?
So you just decided to stay here and not finish the journey?
But you see, we did reach the end. Eliza later told me she'd had another vision. This time she saw great cities on the shore belching smoke and noise, the ground cracking open and the hills spitting fire. Her first vision had been a clue to go west, just not to the coast as we had thought. Our promised home was east of the sea. where the sun rose over the mountaintop.
When did Eliza have this second vision?
Midway through the voyage. She was on her way to tell me when the airship malfunctioned. It couldn't be clearer that this was God's plan for us all along.
You sure Eliza didn't sabotage the plane?
Any updates on the wagon repairs?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. Eliza has been tasked with handling that. But don't worry. However long it takes, you're always welcome
Yeah,
here.
I have zero trust for Eliza based on that.
I saw a portrait in Eliza's quarters of the two of you with a man. Who is he?
Oh, that's Eliza's father, Jonathan. I allow her to keep the portrait because she should remember him, but I would prefer not to.
Why not?
I'd rather not speak of it. It's too painful.
Why is Patrick guarding the mountain path?
A ranger, or ranger in training, is always posted there. This is to prevent anyone from going down into the valley alone. It's quite dangerous down there, as you well know.
Thanks for the chat.
God bless.
Okay, so we should be fine to go as long as we're not alone. And there's two of us.
Miss Johnson?
What is it?
This place is really something, huh?
It's something, all right. They're very hospitable, but everybody's too much in everybody else's business. Creeps me out.
Where's Lisa Lou?
Around here somewhere. She was raring to explore the woods around the cabin.
Looks like they've got a garden up there. Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
What do you think of New Bethel?
This place, it's so welcoming. Everyone is from someplace different, but they've all come together into a whole. I could see myself being happy here. Perhaps I'll ask Sister Joanna if I might come back after we've completed our journey.
We'll talk later.
I look forward to it.
Hello, Sue Ellen.
Hello, Harley.
Are you in charge of the garden? It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's everybody's garden, but I spend more time here than most. I find tending the plants very soothing. Plus, I have my special plot of medicinal herbs.
You've got quite a collection. Some of these I've never even seen.
Be glad to tell you all about them sometime.
Could you tell me about the Taggarts and Captain Perry?
What can I say? Sister Joanna is our fearless leader. She keeps this place running, even if she can be severe sometimes. Eliza is a lot like her mama that way. Brother Perry is the friendliest of the bunch. He's always good for a chin wag. Sometimes I wonder how somebody like him ended up with Sister Joanna. Of course, that's really none of my business.
No, I cannot bring myself
I'll
to do
let you
gossiping
come
unless I
enjoy it,
absolutely
eh?
have to. So, let's
Those
leave that
apples
be.
look delicious.
They are. Hopefully Sister Bridget will make us one of her delicious apple pies soon.
You've done a great job tending these plants.
Thank you. It's a collective effort.
Nothing to say, really.
Okay.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
I saw your toy chest in the cabin. Nice collection.
Those aren't even the best
Suddenly
ones.
you feel
The
less
real good ones
hostile.
are in my hideout.
You've got a hideout?
Yup, but it's a secret. I go there when I want to be alone. It's where I keep my best stuff.
Does anyone else know about it?
Just Eliza, but she's real good at keeping secrets. Don't tell.
And just what are you doing out here?
What's it look like? I'm guarding the path.
And why are you doing that?
Sister Joanna's orders. Nobody's allowed down the mountain without a ranger. You go down there by yourself, you're as good as dead.
Come on, it can't be bad as that.
There's heaps of wolves. They're big and fierce with pointy ears and huge fangs. They'll gobble you right up.
The boy is crying wolf, you say?
How do you like it here?
It's great. I get to live inside a big airship. You know how many secret places there are to play in?
No.
A lot. And I'm not telling you where, so don't get any ideas.
No, I don't want gossip.
Keep up the good work, kid.
I will.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Paying a visit?
I'm tending my husband's grave.
My condolences.
Losing James was hard, but the community gives me strength to carry on. I thank God for them. Not just for my sake, but for Patrick's as well.
Patrick told me he has a secret hideout. Know where it is?
No. Sister Eliza assured me it was safe, so I didn't feel it was necessary to pry. It's good for Patrick to have a place he can be alone.
What a good non-helicopter mom.
I hope this isn't too forward, but what happened to your husband?
His leg was wounded in a hunting accident and it got infected. Sister Sue Ellen did her best to heal him, but it wasn't enough. We don't have much in the way of medicine here.
Again, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. He's with God now.
No, I can't bring myself to
I'll
listen
leave
to
you to your
gossip
thoughts.
God
if I
go
can
with you.
absolutely avoid it.
James Doran. Oliver Thackeray. Abraham Levinsky. Amelia Grimes. Aaron O'Hanrahan. Lucy O'Hanrahan. Stephen Wood. Isabella Wood.
Dead babies?
Tiny crosses. One for baby Hawkins, another for
Aw.
Katrina, and the last for Zachariah. How sad.
And that looks like it's it.
Not now, Legere. We gotta get down to the wagon.
It's full of rainwater.
I mean, the current implication was that we should... It's been 12 years. I think there's a reasonable number of deaths for 12 years, Mordkalv. It's not necessarily like they're eating someone every week. But we already did these. So maybe it's the other one?
Must be their flag. Looks homespun.
But it's not this either. Look through the choice. It would have given us that before. Usually, there have been a couple of cases where we won't find things until we know we need them, which is a bit frustrating.
This must be Patrick's. It's full of all sorts of wooden toys.
Yeah, no, nothing else there. Didn't hurt to check. And there's not another door behind that. Can I now convince Jake
I've got
to
nothing
do
to
a
ask him.
distraction? No.
An old tin cup.
I can get some water. Can I fill the tin cup from the water barrel? For some reason. Yes. Why would I want
A cup of water.
water?
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
I want to go down to our wagon.
Sorry, but you can't.
You just said I could if I was accompanied by a ranger.
The rangers are all busy today. Maybe tomorrow.
What about you?
Me? I'm not a full ranger yet. I'm still in training.
Keep up the good...
I will.
There you go, Maud. Boy is only a honorary ranger, not a real ranger. We haven't gone in here.
If you're showing Brother Denny the ropes today, I'll take morning patrol.
You be careful out there.
I always am, brother. Good morning, Sister Harley. So nice to see you up. We missed you at this morning's sermon.
Please don't call me sister.
Any idea when our wagon will be repaired?
I think that's a bit
Straight to
too
the point.
hostile.
I'm sure you're eager to get back on the road, but I urge you to take some time and appreciate the little respites God gives us. May I share a story with you?
Go on.
When I was a girl, I lived with my parents in Bright Bay. My life, though happy enough, seemed to me quite dull. I dreamed of something more exciting. Unfortunately, my wish came true. One day, while my parents were away on business, the police raided the home of the woman who was caring for me. She ran and I was taken into custody. The police failed to locate my parents and sent me to an orphanage. Then I was off to a workhouse. Those long days of toil, the beatings, the meager food, the nightly chorus of children sobbing themselves to sleep. I longed for the quiet, ordinary life I had taken for granted.
Oh,
I'm
God.
so sorry. But you found your parents again?
Eventually, after more than a year in the workhouse, once I was back home, I did nothing but thank God for the respite He had given me. So you see, it's important to take advantage of the calmer moments, the ones you may consider dull. You never know quite how much you value them until they're gone. If you'll excuse me,
Don't it
I need to start
always
my
seem
patrol.
to
But
go?
please, make yourself at home. Help yourself to some tea. And don't worry about your wagon. Today is the Sabbath, but I'll put my best rangers to the task first thing tomorrow. Speak to you soon, Sister Harley.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Harley.
How are you finding New Bethel?
It's impressive how the community has overcome a bad situation and grown from it. They all take care of each other. Everybody's been so kind. I already feel like I belong here.
We haven't even been here a full day yet.
I know. That's the most amazing part.
Sorry about your guns. Must be weird to be without them.
Oh, not so much. This isn't like last time. I know where they are, and Jerome told me I could get them if I really needed to. Not that I will, of course.
I have to find a way to get down the mountain. Patrick's blocking the way.
Why do you want to go down there?
To check on the wagon.
Oh, right. Jerome was talking about that earlier. I wouldn't worry about it.
See you, Danny.
Bye for now.
Hi, Brother Jerome.
Sister Harley?
What are your duties as a ranger?
Well, we hunt and provide for the community. Anything
I
that
really like
requires
his
leaving the
voice.
safety of the settlement.
He has got
My
a
most
lovely
important task
voice.
is to help protect everybody. That means patrolling the woods and making sure nobody goes out alone.
So you're New Bethel's lawman?
Not quite. We don't enforce the rules. That falls to Sister Joanna. We're more like New Bethel's guardian shepherds. In our case, that includes guarding against actual wolves.
Patrick's not letting me go down the mountain path.
Good. He's not supposed to.
Why not?
You need a ranger to go with you, and Patrick's still in training.
Could you accompany me down the mountains?
Couldn't you be my escort down the mountain?
Is there an emergency?
No, I just want to check on our wagon.
Don't worry about the wagon. It's in good hands. There's nothing else worth going down there for, believe me. Anyhow, today we're honoring the Sabbath.
Looks like the only other option is gossip, which I'm trying to
Appreciate
avoid.
your time.
Beware.
Anything else in here? Possibly this?
A strainer and teapot. Just need to add some tea leaves and hot water to brew a cup. A strainer and teapot. Just need to add some tea leaves and hot water to brew a cup.
Tea leaves and hot water. Well, we've got water. We can heat the water.
Now to wait. One cup of hot water, all mine.
Water? Water? Water?
A strainer, just need to...
Yeah. Here's hot water. I wonder if the hot water stops
I
being
need
hot
to put
after
some
a
tea in
while.
the strainer first.
Okay, no. Presumably the garden is where we get tea.
Hello, Sue Ellen.
Hello, Harley.
No?
I'll let you...
Come enjoy.
Cucumbers, huh?
Yes. These'll need harvesting before the cold sets in.
You think that the other thing on the table was tea leaves? But we couldn't pick them up. Oh, we could pick them up. Okay, my bad. Then... use this on this.
There. Just need some hot water now.
Then the hot water. I don't know why we're making tea, though.
Now to let
Aside
it
from
steep
because
for
we
a few
can.
minutes. There. A nice hot cup of tea. A hot cup of nettle tea.
Maybe if we give it to the boy, he will need to use the bathroom and we'll be able to walk down?
You sure got a lot of junk.
No, he doesn't want our tea. Fair enough. Well, let's just try robbing our tea against all the people.
Hey, Captain. How about a nice cup of tea?
Is it more of that nettle stuff?
Yes, actually.
Then I'll respectfully decline.
He seems preoccupied.
Okay, the boy didn't want it. The captain doesn't want it. The wood chopper doesn't want it. What about you?
No, thank you. We've all taken a vow of poverty.
Tea is too fancy for us. Then why do they have tea?
Appreciate it, but you can hang on to that.
The only other person is the lady praying, right?
Thank you, but I'm not allowed to accept gifts.
Okay, then I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with the tea. Maybe we give it to one of our own people?
I'm not sure what I'd do.
Oop. We drink it ourselves. You think we use it on ourselves? Maybe. No, I'm not an interactable. I cannot use tea on self. No, I am a bamboozled.
Not now, Leger.
Oh, she didn't know what to do with the tea. Okay. I haven't
Old
fiddled
ship's
with the bell.
Probably used for getting everyone's attention. Hey.
Yeah?
I think I'm going to be forced to
Keep up.
I will.
investigate the gossip that I had been avoiding, which I am not best pleased by. We can try talking to Jake, but I don't think things will have changed.
Howdy.
The mountain path's being guarded and I can't get down.
Why would you want to?
I want to make sure the wagon's being repaired.
Shoot, just ask Joanna. She said she'd take care of it.
Already did. She told me to ask Eliza.
Well, then go ask her.
Already did that too. She said nobody was working today because it's the Sabbath.
So we wait an extra day. El Presidio's
Also,
not
he's
going
clearly
anywhere.
chopping wood.
Yeah, and
That is work.
Talk to you later, Jake.
Take it easy, Harley.
I've got nothing to ask him.
Why are you violating
Hello there. How are you?
the non-work disclosure?
Is everything all right?
Miss Leger, please don't talk to him. He's not in a fit state for it right now.
Does he need tea?
He seems preoccupied. Probably wouldn't appreciate this.
Maybe now that we know about the bell, things will change for Danny?
All right there, Danny?
Yep.
No. I mean, we've been doing really well this segment until now. I don't know what they want us to do. Unless it is listen to all the gossip, and I really don't want to do that.
Excuse me?
Yes?
So let's go left to right and hear all the gossip.
Tell me about yourself and Patrick.
I'm raising my boy the best I can. I'm blessed to have the support of the whole community, but it's not the same without James. Patrick will follow in his father's footsteps and make a fine ranger someday.
I'd like to know about the Taggarts and Captain Perry.
Sister Joanna is an inspiring leader. You've met her, so you've seen her kindness and compassion firsthand. And Brother Perry, well, it's sweet to see how devoted he is to Sister Joanna. He was just an outsider in the beginning, but they hit it off early on.
What can you tell me about the Hawkins family?
Brother Jerome and Sister Sue Ellen are good people. Brother Jerome has been kind enough to take Patrick under his wing and train him as a ranger. And dear Sister Sue Ellen, I only wish we were closer.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
God go with you.
Next, the boy.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
I'd like to know about your mother.
I don't like seeing her so sad all the time. She doesn't want to let me see, but I know she really misses Dad. I mean, I do too. With all my big brothers and sisters, it's like having a bunch of moms and dads, so I don't get lonely.
Do you like Joanna and her family?
I sure do! Sister Joanna and Brother Perry are always real nice. And Sister Eliza's almost like my real big sister. Sometimes we play hide and seek. She's real good at it. One time it took me hours to find her.
What do you think of Jerome and Sue Ellen?
Brother Jerome's the greatest. He taught me everything I know about being a ranger. And Sister Sue Ellen's nice, but she doesn't talk to me much. Sometimes I catch her staring at me with this real sad look on her face.
Keep up the good work, kid.
I will.
Okay, then garden lady.
Cucumbers, huh?
Yes. These'll need har-
No. I was trying to talk to you, not the
Hello,
cucumbers.
Sue Ellen.
That is on me
Hello, Harley.
for not mousing accurately.
I'd like to know about you and Jerome.
I'm the healer here, and Jerome is a ranger. We do our part to make sure everyone is healthy and safe.
Can you tell me about the Dorans?
Oh, well, they ain't had it easy. A few years back, James got a nasty gash in his leg while he was out hunting. The wound got infected. I did all I could, but he didn't make it. Poor Sister Bridget has been so strong through all of it. Brother Patrick's adjusted about as well as can be expected. I'm just thankful Jerome's been such a good mentor to him.
I'll let you get back to your garden.
Come enjoy it any time.
I sure hope I'm not expected to know any of this, because I literally could not care less about knowing all of this gossip about each of the others relative to each other. If it does expect me to know it, we will sure as shit be brute forcing the answer.
Hi, Brother Jerome.
Sister Harley,
I want to know about you and your wife.
we're just trying to get by like everybody else here. Sue Ellen's a great healer, keeps everybody fit and healthy. I do my part as a ranger. We came to New Bethel later, but nobody bothers about those distinctions. We're just as much a part of this place as our brothers and sisters from the airship.
If you weren't part of the original voyage, when did you arrive?
I think we rubbed
Oh,
the tea
around
against
10 years
everyone.
ago, we were one of the first new families. 6 other groups came after us. You folks are the first new faces we've seen in nearly 5 years.
Tell me about the Taggarts and Captain Perry.
Yeah, they survived a terrible disaster and built a thriving community up from the ashes. Doesn't get more admirable than that. Brother Perry is a good friend. Sisters Joanna and Eliza are, more reserved.
We'll try again if I don't get any progress by literally listening
I'd
to
like to
all
hear
of the
about
gossip.
Doran family.
Now there's a couple of iron souls. Brother James taught me all I know about being a ranger. He was a good man. After his passing, it seemed only right that I should pass that knowledge on to his son. Sister Bridget don't much show it, but James's death hit her hard. Brother Patrick's a good kid, smart and eager to learn. He'll make a fine ranger.
Do you know about Patrick's hidey
Has
hole?
Patrick told you about his hideout?
Oh, he's mentioned it once or twice. Don't know where it is, but I know he keeps his little treasures there.
What does Patrick consider a treasure?
He loves his little wooden figures, that's for sure, especially animals.
Appreciate your time.
Beware.
Okay, so maybe we convince the boy to go down to the wagon so that we can show him the whittled coyote. That would make sense given what we were just told. And you wanted us to try rubbing the tea against these two, but I'm pretty sure we...
You keep that, Harley.
Thanks.
Yeah, nah. So let's see if we can convince the kid with our new knowledge. If not, we will continue harvesting all the gossip.
Sorry, can't talk. I gotta do my job.
Nope. Child does not let us talk to him. Maybe I can bash you over the head with our Omanite rock.
You sure?
No. Okay, on to the next gossip source. Oy, oy, oy.
Hello again, Joanna.
Hello to you, Sister Harley.
Oh, there's so many.
I'd like to know more about you.
Me? Well, I have been chosen to lead the community. It is a sacred responsibility. I see to it that every single person here is safe and well cared for.
Tell me about your husband.
I love him. What more is there to tell?
At least she's brief.
What can you tell me about Eliza?
My dear daughter, her life has not been easy. I can only hope that New Bethel has brought her the peace and happiness she deserves.
Why hasn't her life been easy?
Our life in Bright Bay was turbulent. You'll forgive me if I don't elaborate further.
Eliza told me a story about her being sent to an orphanage.
Please, let's not speak of that. She clearly trusts you if she shared that with you, but that's deep in the past. It was a dark chapter in our lives.
I'm curious about Bridget and her son.
Ah, yes, Sister Bridget. I pray for her and little brother Patrick every day. Losing Brother James was very hard on them both. But Brother Patrick will be a great ranger one day, and Sister Bridget has blossomed into a pillar of the community.
Know anything about Patrick's hideout?
Youth is so fleeting. He will have to set aside childish things and assume the responsibilities of an adult member of this community soon enough.
That doesn't really answer our question, in fairness.
I want to know about the Hawkins family.
Brother Jerome is one of our best rangers, and Sister Sue Ellen is a gifted healer. I thank God every day for the blessings of their fellowship.
Thanks for the chat.
God bless.
Okay, you are empty of gossip. You.
Captain Perry?
Yes, Miss Legere?
That man chopping wood. Is he all right?
Yes, he's fine. He's just being disciplined. Maybe we should attend to his example.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Miss Legere.
Okay, Captain says no gossip for you.
I've got nothing to ask him.
And then there was no one in this, so we are bamboozled again suddenly. We have tea that we can't use.
I got no...
Oh?
He seems preoccupied.
No.
Thanks.
Hey, Captain.
And he asks if it's nettles and then says no. She says this is too rich and we've taken a vow of poverty. Nettle tea is too rich.
No, thank you. We've all taken a vow of poverty.
Surprised she allows herself clothes. You say
keep
no.
that.
You say no.
Thanks, but I've already got all I need.
What's in the salon box? Nothing as far as we know.
A beautiful wooden box with an inlaid scrimshaw carving. Says it's from Ceylon. There's some tea in here.
Real tea, apparently. I don't remember the captain giving us tea specifically. I do remember him giving us the box with the inlay, because he made a big deal about it, but I hated the segment with the sailor captain so much that I don't... Ugh. Okay, so we've got to make a different tea then, which is why there's an option to pour this out.
Out you go.
So begin again. Yeah, that segment was so painful. Having to play dress up to fix his coma was just so bad. Especially when the text dialogue gave us a like, maybe we should leave him alone option. What do you think? And I said, yes, I agree, we should leave him alone. And then the game's like, no, I've given you this text dialogue option, but what we actually want is for you to be forced to do this. So, F you. Why give you an option that says, no, I don't want to do this? We should leave him alone if you're then not going to let you leave him alone. Yeah, we need to boil the water out, man. I'm busy being grumpy about how bad that sailor section was.
One cup of...
So much. Fake choices. Misleading directives. Don't disturb the captain in his sleep. To make progress, you have to break into his room in his sleep.
Now.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Now to let it steep for a few minutes.
Yes.
There, a nice hot cup of tea.
Yes, you have to wait for, I think it's more like 20 minutes though. You have to sit around and wait for 20 minutes. The bad guy at the start is like, "Please sit here and wait for me and I will be back." And then you sit here and wait and he comes back and he's like, "Ah, yes, lovely. Here's the thing you wanted. You may leave now." Okay, we have to rub new tea against everyone.
Thanks.
You keep that, Holly.
The most obvious person would be the guy who said, I hate nettles, so...
Hey, Captain. How about a nice cup of tea?
Is it more of that nettle stuff?
No, this is from my own private store. It's from Ceylon.
No kidding. How'd you come by that?
The world's
We
most
recently met a
annoying
former
sea
whaler.
captain gave
He
it
had
to us.
souvenirs from around the world. He gave me a caddy as a memento, and it had some tea left in it. I thought you might appreciate a taste from another part of the world.
Like seething hatred.
Ah, this is delicious. I don't know what to say, aside from thank you.
My pleasure.
Please, join me. Have some tea and we can chat.
I'm more of a coffee drinker, but I'll gladly take the conversation.
I apologize for being so abrupt before. If you still have questions, I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability.
Do you think we could talk a little about the airship crash now? I'd really like to understand more about the
My
origins
reward
of
is
this
more
community.
gossip.
Yes, that's understandable. Of course you're curious to know what kind of place you fetched up in. All right. 12 years ago, Johanna chartered my cargo ship to take her group from Bright Bay to Las Virgenes. But late one night, still half a day from our destination, the boiler failed. We started losing altitude. We were already crossing the mountains, and all around was rocky peaks and forest. No safe place to set down. I was forced to make an emergency landing, more a barely controlled crash, really, on the side of this mountain. And here we are still.
Wow.
The Rowena was wrecked beyond hope of repair. But somehow nobody was hurt or killed in the crash. A miracle, as Joanna reminds us, if we ever forget.
Do you know what caused the failure?
Yes, I'm certain I do. But it doesn't matter.
Please say it was Eliza. And, the answer, Adman, is because we could. Right? We had a cup. Cup obviously gets used with big barrel of water. Then, oh look, there's a fire, so we can heat up our water. And then there was something saying I would need hot water to make tea in the kettle in the other room, so that's what the hot water is used for. Or else you could work backwards from the tea kettle.
What makes you say it doesn't matter what caused the crash?
It was a long time ago. So much has changed, and I've forgiven and forgotten. To tell the truth, that final voyage was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because of it, I met and married Joanna. I got to watch her blossom into a truly inspirational leader, and I found a new home. She's the captain of this ship now, doing a far better job of it than I ever could.
I imagine it wasn't easy for you to adjust to this life.
It took some getting used to, I admit, and not just for me. Many of the original passengers found it hard to live up here. They thought they were headed for a sunny coastal paradise, not a barren mountaintop surrounded by ferocious beasts. Joanna tried to keep morale up, but that didn't stop a group of dissenters from forming. They began challenging her, spreading rumors and confusion. In the end, she had no choice but to discipline them.
How exactly did Joanna discipline the dissenters?
She had them stay in the cabin over yonder, isolated from the rest of the community and kept under guard. She wanted to give them time to cool down and reconsider, but I could see that wasn't going to happen. They had made up their minds to leave,
Keeping them prisoner was only making things worse.
So what happened?
They escaped one night, under my watch.
You let them go.
You expect me to believe the dissenters escaped?
Joanna believed it, still does, despite the rumors and hearsay. That's all that matters.
Were you punished in any way?
I was under the silence for a week for failing to protect the dissenters from the dangers of the wilderness. Small price to pay for both the good of the community and those poor souls who left.
The silence? What's that?
A custom Joanna and Eliza came up with. You can't speak, and nobody is allowed to talk to you for however long your silence lasts. Bit of a funny punishment, but I can appreciate the idea behind it. After all, a captain needs to keep discipline among the crew.
Not needing to talk to anyone in this place and punishment are not concepts that I would equate.
Is there anything you'd be willing to share about the people of New Bethel? Who's who, their relationships, their history? There's so much I don't know.
Suppose it couldn't hurt. Go on, then.
Please just shoot them all and leave.
What did you do before coming here?
I piloted
If I
this
could,
ship,
Maud, I
Rowena,
would.
before it became our home. Drifted from port to port, doing odd transport jobs. Never imagined I'd stay still for more than a month, let alone 12 years.
I know a little bit about what that's like. I never stayed put long either.
Well, this community put an end to my wandering ways. Maybe it'll do the same for you.
Tell me about Joanna and Eliza.
I got to know Joanna on the voyage here. Over dinner in my quarters, she told me all about her thoughts and philosophies on life. It was fascinating to meet someone so passionate and high-spirited. After the crash, I got to know and respect her more. She emerged as the spiritual leader of New Bethel. We married a few years after. As for Eliza, she's always been utterly devoted to her mother. We get along, but I'm mindful about giving her space.
What can you tell me about Bridget and Patrick?
The boy seems happy here. I'm glad Jerome's seeing to his training. Bridget has more than readjusted to life here. She was originally one of the dissenters, you see. But she and her husband James returned that winter with their newborn son. Seems Bridget wasn't aware when they left that she was with child. Having a baby out there in the wilderness changed the calculation, I guess.
What's to know about Jerome and Sue Ellen?
Good people. They came to New Bethel a couple of years after the crash. I believe they met with trouble on the road, much as you did. And lucky thing for us, they stayed. They're both vital parts of this community.
It feels like they're trying to trick us into staying myself.
Know anything about Patrick's hideout?
No, but sometimes I see him running past here with his little toys and things. Guess that's where he goes off to play.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Miss Legere.
That doesn't feel like it's given us anything that will let us progress.
No point. Hello again, Joanna.
Hello to you.
I've heard about something called
but it
the
has.
silence. What is that?
It is a method to discipline those who fall into error. When one undergoes the silence, they are prohibited from speaking with anyone except God. That way, they are encouraged to reflect on their actions and to seek His forgiveness. Once they have done so, they're welcomed back to the community as stronger, better people.
Thanks for the chat.
God bless.
Search for the hideout. I think it will be behind the secret panel thing in the other room, the hexagonal pagonal thing.
Hi, Brother Jerome.
Sister Harley?
Can you tell me what the silence is?
Nothing you gotta concern yourself with. Just keep on the straight and narrow and you'll be fine.
Appreciate your time.
Be well.
All right there, Danny?
Yep.
Okay, we can speak to Jake about the silence, maybe.
I've got nothing to ask him.
That's a no.
Not now, Liz.
You still want in the wagon. We can try gardening lady about the silence.
Hello, Sue Ellen.
Hello, Harley.
I spoke with Jerome and he told me you two came after the original Voyagers.
Yes, that's right. We don't much talk about that. Sister Joanna likes to say that everybody here has always been part of New Bethel, even if they didn't know it yet. Some of our brothers and sisters are still on their way to us, even now. We got here about 2 years after this whole thing started. Other families came after, but we were about the first newcomers.
What exactly were the circumstances that led to your arrival?
Jerome and I were coming down from Shivering Pines, heading for the coast in search of a new life. But our wagon broke down on the road through the mountains.
You didn't take the canyon bridge?
Is there a bridge now? Wasn't one when we came through.
Normally, yes, but it recently collapsed. That's why we went through the pass.
Huh. Well, Brother James came and found us and brought us up the mountain. At first we had every intention of keeping on, but we didn't have any real plans, and folks here were so welcoming. We never really made the decision to stay. We just never left.
What about the other families?
Same story, more or less.
Can you tell me what the silence is?
Oh, that's Sister Joanna's punishment for anybody who crosses her.
At least she calls it like it is.
Nobody or be spoken to. There's extra chores, extra prayers, and fasting. That means you get cut to 1 meal a day.
Sounds harsh. Have you been under the silence?
Plenty of times. Sister Joanna and I don't always see eye to eye, and she don't appreciate back talk. Jerome tells me I ought to keep my thoughts to myself, but that ain't how I do.
I'll let you get back to your garden.
Come enjoy it any time.
You tell her like it is, garden lady.
She's tending.
Okay, you've got nothing else to say.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Har.
Ooh, she's finally talkable.
I've tried going down to check on the wagon, but I'm not allowed.
Why not?
Patrick said it's for our safety. Wolves in the forest or something.
These people have lived here a long time.
Unite and overthrow our tyrannical oppressor. All is not well in the commune, Maud.
I have the feeling something's not right here.
Why would you think that?
Joanna isn't quite so benevolent. Captain Perry told me about a group of dissenters who were kept under lock and key. And you heard what Sue Ellen told me about the silence.
That sounds like how it was at my old school. The nuns were quite strict as well. Every religious community has its methods of discipline.
You heard what Sue Ellen said about the other families arriving here the same way we did. Doesn't that seem suspicious to you?
Yes, I suppose it does. I hate jumping to conclusions, though. If there really is something amiss, I want to be certain.
I haven't got anything else, but I'll keep looking.
All right.
Would you be so kind as to carve me something?
A toy for the boy?
Just bring me something to carve.
Okay,
I look
we
forward.
need to get you wood. Quickly, to the wood pile, now that we know that we need wood. Wood for the boy. Wood to carve, child, toy. Go! Free us from this endless search for more gossip loop. And it looked like we did have to fetch all that gossip in order to talk to Nadine about, look at all these suspicious things that the community does. People get stuck here. The lady is really mean to her underlings, etc.,
Hey,
etc.
Hello, Harley.
Would you be so kind as to carve me something?
I'd be glad to.
Okay, she doesn't mean
I look forward.
dialogue give, she means
I've got this piece of wood.
inventory
Think you could carve
give.
something for me?
What did you have in mind?
I think I'd like a wolf.
Very well. I'll have it ready in just a while. Here you are.
Beautiful work, Nadine.
Okay. Which of the animals does the little boy want? Does he want wolf?
Nadine carved this for me. It's a little wolf. Here, I thought you might like something for your collection.
Oh, wow, a wolf! And look at those fangs! This is great! I'll be back in just a minute. Don't get any ideas about going down the path. I'll know if you do.
Better not try calling his bluff, but let's just see where he goes.
I was going to say, do we actually do that or do we obey? But it looks like we're meant to follow him, and it's happening without my input. The power of cutscene.
He's going towards the cabin. Interesting.
And he's going to press the hexagonal thingamajig. But what with? Ah, there's a secret thing behind the cross. Which you can then put into the hexagonal thingamajig.
Looks like I found your secret hideout.
I was expecting a secret room, not a way up, but largely the same. Okay, now we know that there's something else to interact with the cross. We break into his secret hideout and steal all his toys to bribe him to let us down the mountain?
Let's see what Patrick's got hidden back here. Interesting. A small crank handle. Open sesame. Rather cozy up here, and you can't beat the view. Patrick's collection of extra special figurines. An old spyglass, part of the original airship. Can't see a thing. I think it's missing a lens.
If only we had the lens from Mr. Photographer Man. Maybe we could have, distracted him and have gotten one of the lenses? And there's nothing else up here. So I don't know how that was useful.
Miss Johnson?
What is it?
We might have been able to distract him with the little timer thing, maybe.
Something's just not right around here.
Yes, I've had the same feeling. But we ought to tread lightly. Stay alert. Not now, Leger.
Hello,
Okay.
Jake.
Can we convince you now
Howdy.
that there's suspicious things?
I think there's something strange going on here.
What do you figure?
Joanna isn't quite so benevolent. Captain Perry told me about a group of dissenters who were kept under lock and key. And Sue Ellen told me about a harsh punishment called the silence, where people are shunned and can't speak for days if they upset Joanna.
That all? Shoot. That don't sound like much. She's the leader here. And if that's what it takes to keep the peace, so be it. It's hardly cause to think we're in any danger.
I spoke to Jerome and Sue Ellen. They told me their wagon broke down just like ours. What's more, several other families who came after them experienced similar breakdowns.
So you think there's some sort of conspiracy?
It's happened too many times to be a coincidence.
I can't say I agree with you there, Harley. If it was intentional, and these folks were sabotaging wagons and trapping people, they'd
He
have
believes
lots
in
more
strong
casualties, don't you
leadership?
think?
Maybe, but
But nothing. We'll be on our way soon enough. Enjoy this little rest while it lasts.
that's all I know right now, but I'll tell you if I learn more.
I have no doubt you will.
Talk to you later, Jake.
Take it easy, Harley.
Jake is unconvinced of the merits of a, workers' council mod. He needs some more education.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Harley.
Would you give us a moment, Brother Jerome?
Of course.
I don't want to alarm you, but something about this place isn't quite right.
What do you mean?
Joanna isn't quite so benevolent. Captain Perry told me about a group of dissenters who were kept under lock and key. And Sue Ellen told me about a harsh punishment called the silence, where people can't speak for days if they upset Joanna.
Huh. That does sound pretty extreme. But I don't know, it doesn't seem that strange to me. Is there anything else that seems off to you?
There's less captives? There's been less people joining lately after the bridge was made, but then the bridge has mysteriously stopped working. Which is why we've had to come this way, Adman.
Sue Ellen told me about how she and Jerome got here.
Oh, sure. Jerome told me too. How the wagon broke down and all that.
It didn't strike you as familiar?
Sure, it sounded like what happened to us. Are you saying it's not a coincidence?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Come on, Harley. Really? Mountain roads are full of rocks and things. I'm not surprised the wagon would break down there.
That's all for right now. I'll let you know if I hear anything else.
Okay.
You can come back now, Brother Jerome. See you, Danny.
Bye for now.
Okay, we don't have convincing or enough evidence yet, according to you. We can try Nadine.
Looks like they've got a...
And then we can go talk to...
Nothing to say,
Philo.
really.
Okay, Philo it is, because it looks like everyone else is... So he was not this one, he's the other one.
Phil?
Harley?
Oh god, I hope I don't have to. We haven't asked more about Eliza. Oh god.
Listen to me, Phil. There's something off about
We
this
might have to
place.
listen to another
do you mean?
song.
I've learned that Joanna isn't quite as nice as she seems. She jailed a group of dissenters and forces anyone who displeases her to undergo the silence.
What is that?
A punishment where the person can't speak or be spoken to, gets less food, and has to do extra chores and prayers.
Perhaps this community isn't as idyllic as it seems.
Thank you, finally,
This
someone who
does
listens.
seem suspicious. Though it could all be a coincidence. I do not think this proves anything sinister. There is still too much doubt.
Ah, but we have a second piece
Sue
of
Ellen
evidence.
told me we aren't the first people whose wagon broke down on the mountain road. In fact, she and Jerome wound up here much the same way we did, along with several other families.
It seems a stretch.
No!
You saw the condition of the road. I was not able to see any evidence of sabotage.
That's as much as I've learned so far.
Well, if you find anything else, let me know.
Okay, tell me more about
I'd like
Eliza.
to hear more about Eliza.
Please.
I really
do not
wouldn't.
kiss and tell.
I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to know if she told you anything about this place.
Ah, certainly. We had a very stimulating conversation after the party. This community was founded upon the ideals of independence and freedom. There is much to admire.
That boy Patrick is guarding the path down the mountain.
And why would you want to go?
To check on the wagon, for starters.
Jerome said he would take care of the repairs. More hands do not always make for faster work.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
Try not to get into any trouble, eh?
That doesn't feel like
Can't
it
think
will
of anything
have.
to ask.
Oh no, Maud. We're all equals, except that she's more equal than others. Is the official party line.
Excuse me?
Yes?
I've heard about something called the silence. What is that?
When one of us falls into sin, they must find their way back to grace. In the silence. Sister Johanna determines how long is needed. While someone is under the silence, they may not speak or be spoken to. There are other requirements, but it's not my place to share them.
Is it true that Patrick was born in the wilderness?
Who told you that?
The same person who told me about letting you and the other dissenters go.
I see. Yes, it's true. I was unaware of my condition when we left. Otherwise... Anyway. We came back, along with another family who left with us, and a third we met on the way. Sister Johanna forgave us, thank God. She is truly an angel among us.
She probably only forgave them for bringing more captives,
What compelled you
essentially.
to leave in the first place?
We were following someone we thought knew better than Sister Johanna, but as it turned out, he didn't. That's his grave over there. Abraham Levinsky.
Who was he?
Just a strong-willed fool who felt our journey was incomplete. He convinced us to continue to Las Vírgenes on foot.
What became of Abraham Levinsky and the other dissenters?
Those poor, poor souls. They died out there. Every last one. Sister Johanna sent my husband back to Abraham's camp to try to convince them to return, but all he found was carnage. Wolves, it was. When I think of how horrible it must have been, and how lucky we were to escape that fate. Enough.
It
Let us speak of
looks
something
that
else,
way a
please.
bit, doesn't it,
I'll
Maud?
leave you to your thoughts.
God go with you. Please excuse me, Sister Harley. I need to get back to my quarters.
Okay. See you later, I guess.
This is a state change, though. If she's going back to her quarters... We should check all the graves
Tiny
again.
crosses. How
Maybe
sad.
we're allowed to take something from them as much as that's...
Oliver... Wait, haven't I seen that name somewhere recently? Abraham Levinsky. Wait, haven't I seen that name somewhere recently? Amelia... Aaron
Yeah, we
O'Hara...
literally just heard about
Lucy... Stephen...
him.
Isabella Wood.
Sorry, can't...
You
Hello, Sue
again.
Ellen.
Hello, Har.
Do you know anything about Abraham Levinsky?
I've only heard a few stories. He ain't too highly regarded round
We do
here.
not have a
So many
spade.
didn't survive that first winter after the crash.
We gave it up
If the
after the
dissenters hadn't
dinosaur
taken so much
fossil
away with
minigame.
them, things might have gone different.
I'll let you get back to your garden.
Come enjoy it any time.
Is that enough to complain about?
Nothing to say.
No. The dissenters being murdered?
Not now.
You want the
Hello
wagon?
again.
Hello to you.
Can you tell me more about Abraham?
Exactly what happened to Abraham Levinsky.
Oh, poor brother Abraham. He was tragically led astray. He and several others began to question God's plan for us. They ended up leaving New Bethel. Some saw the light
He
of
began to
eternal
question
life.
me,
The rest
so he
were
had
not
to
so
be
fortunate.
dealt
God
with.
punished them for their lack of faith. The wilds claimed them. Brother Abraham was the only one whose remains we could recover. Brother James brought his mangled body back to New Bethel. We laid him to rest among our dead, praying God would grant him forgiveness.
Thanks for the chat.
God bless.
Captain Perry,
Yes, Miss Legere?
could you tell me about Abraham Levinsky?
Oh, dreadful business. He led the dissenters who split from the community. Some changed their minds and came back. Johanna sent James to Abraham's camp to try to convince the rest to return. But all he found was Abraham's body and signs that wolves had attacked the camp and killed the rest. We had a funeral for Abraham and buried him in the graveyard. Johanna didn't let anyone see the body. It was too roughed up by those wolves.
Sounds awful.
Thankfully, we have the rangers to protect us, so nothing
Suspicion
like that ever happens again.
rising.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Miss Legere.
didn't let anyone look at the body.
Can't think of...
You bet all of your points the grave is empty.
I've got no point.
Not.
Hi, Brother Jerome.
Sister Harley?
Do you know anything about what happened to Abraham Levinsky?
Afraid not. That was all before my time.
Appreciate your time.
Be well. Likewise.
Nope.
All right.
Yep.
Nope. Okay, now that she's back here, will you talk to us in private
She's
in
busy.
your house? No. Evil woman's husband. Was my memory of that. Maybe now that I've asked everyone about this, we can...
Abraham Wait, have... This article mentions an Abraham Levinsky living in Las Virgenes, which is where he intended to go, according to Bridget. And Captain Perry said Joanna wouldn't let anyone see the body because it was too mangled, but what if... Suppose there's only one way to find out.
I'm punished for back before we only read this bit of the newspaper, because it seemed to be the only relevant bit to the story. I'm being punished for not having read out loud all of this. And that's what that hint was trying to tell us. Haven't I read about this somewhere else recently? I honestly didn't know that was there. Unless I, like, passively absorbed it by a speed reading.
Nothing to say. She's tending the garden. I'll leave her to it.
You'd think the garden would be the place to grab a shovel, but apparently not. Can I rub this on people?
She's busy.
To be like, yo, he's not dead. There couldn't possibly be two people with that same name. It's not like he's called Michael Smith.
Appreciate it, but
I'm not sure.
Okay, do we confront the evil... I think we leave confronting the evil lady for last.
Thanks.
I sometimes forget there's still an entire world out there.
He seems preoccupied.
I appreciate the...
Alright, there's no one else. Confront her with the wood axe.
No, thank you. We've all taken a vow of poverty.
No, the newspaper is apparently too rich for her blood.
You keep that.
Thanks.
No, no one wants to acknowledge that... Maybe I rub the newspaper on the grave? But the grave is... The grave is not an interactable in that sense.
Abraham Levin... Wait, haven't...
Maybe we just remove the rocks? But they're not an interactable... Oh, they weren't before and now they are.
I need to find out if Abraham Levinsky is really buried here. Miss Johnson, keep a lookout. I'm gonna search this grave.
What? Why on earth?
Call it a hunch. I think something's going on here.
Be quick then, and try not to draw any attention. Lord alive.
I knew it! There's nothing here.
Excuse me?
This grave is a fake. The whole story about Abraham Levinsky is probably fake too. The question is, why go to all that effort?
Why indeed. We need to figure out what's going on here. But I'd be careful who you tell about this.
That sounds like we should save. Lest we get imprisoned. Now can we talk to you about it?
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
Tell me. There's a fake grave in the graveyard. It supposedly belongs to the leader of a group of deserters, but it's empty.
You dug up someone's grave?
I looked under the rocks.
Why would you do such a thing?
But I told you there's nothing underneath.
Still, it's just wrong.
I haven't got anything else, but I'll keep looking.
All right.
We'll talk later.
I look forward to it.
Come on, she literally had the dissenters disappeared. How could this not be more suspicious?
She's busy. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Harley.
Would you...
Of course.
I learned some more...
What is it?
There's a fake grave in the graveyard. It supposedly belongs to the leader of a group of deserters, but it's empty.
You searched his grave?
I had to find out if the story was true.
That's just wrong, Harley. Maybe you misunderstood and the grave is just a memorial.
It's not. Trust me.
Please, I don't want to hear any more about it.
That's all for right now. I'll let you know if I hear anything else.
Okay.
You can come back now, Brother Jerome. See you.
Bye for now.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Okay, what about Jake? We have precious few people left. There's only really Jake.
Hello, Jake.
And Philo.
Howdy.
I still think something's rotten in New Bethel.
What's got you riled? Speak up.
There's a fake grave in the graveyard. It supposedly belongs to the leader of a group of deserters, but it's empty.
What you mean fake? A memorial?
No, a fake. A man's supposed to be buried there, but he's not.
Why would someone go to the trouble of making a fake grave?
Exactly what I want to know.
I admit it's suspicious, but that's not enough to start stirring up the
Come
pot.
on!
That's all I know right now, but I'll tell you if I learn more.
I have no doubt you will.
Talk to you later, Jake.
Take it easy,
Normally
Harley.
3 is the magic number, but 3 pieces of evidence is not enough. What about you? Can you be convinced with 3?
Phil?
Harley?
Listen to me, Phil. There's something off about this place.
Have you found something else?
Yes.
Joanna and the others told me a story about Abraham Levinsky, the leader of a group of deserters. He was supposedly killed by wolves and buried in the graveyard, but the grave is empty.
Slow down a moment. You dug up one of the graves?
Not so much dug as moved the rocks, enough to see there was nothing underneath.
I see. I suppose you had your reasons. And you say there was no body?
That's right. I also have proof that Levinsky is still alive. Look.
The first
Very
person who
well.
will
I
acknowledge
have
the
heard
newspaper.
enough. Clearly these people are hiding something
Oh,
from
thank
us.
you.
I will see if I can coax any information from Eliza when I see her again.
Okay.
Can't think of it.
So how do we get him to see Eliza again? It is Resty, it is. But we tried robbing the newspaper against people and it doesn't really do anything.
She's busy.
The revolutionary is helping. He's no longer fallen for the honeypot Maud.
She's busy.
No.
Sorry, can't.
What else could I possibly need to do? How do we trigger him to talk to her more? Maybe having talked to him will
Nothing to say.
have meant someone else now has more dialogue.
Not now.
Nope.
All right then.
Yep.
Nope.
Good to see.
Likewise.
Nope.
I've got nothing.
Nope, we can't. We cannot confront her about it, even if we wanted to.
No point. Nothing else to say. I've got nothing.
No, and that's everyone. Hail, friendly. Ay, ay, ay. Then I have no idea what we can even do now. At least before I had something we could do, listen to all the gossip, even if I didn't want to. And it was the way forwards. They've also taken our cup away, so it's not make more tea to convince him to talk to us that way. We had to bloodlet the priest. Maybe we have to make a lens? It's a bit of a stretch. I could check if any of the other spaces suddenly have a new interactable.
Not.
Like those rocks had a new interactable.
Looks like they've got a.
That's a no. That's also a no.
This must be Pat.
Have you talked to her yet?
Can't think of anything.
Can I break into her bedside table
A
now?
Bible. I'll leave that right where it is. And what's this? Some kind of lens. Better take it.
Okay, so the answer was I was respecting other people's privacy too much. I should have broken into their bedside table sooner. No, here was me thinking, poor, lonely, single woman who jumped on the first new man to join the area, might not want her bedside table investigated. But no, that's what we had to have done.
A perfect fit. What a surprise.
And this will show us that the wagon's actually being disassembled.
Let's have a look. That's the base of the mountain near where we broke down. Hello, and who might you be? Well, that's not suspicious at all.
That's it. We see someone hiding in a bush.
I don't see anyone else down there.
At least we didn't have to pan around like in Spy Fox. He or she or they might have been 3 people in a cloak. Yeah, how about looking at the wagon like we said we wanted to? Why we want to go down the hill for. Anyway, having seen this, we now have to do the loop of talking to everyone again.
Sorry.
She's tending... Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
I've learned some more about this place,
Okay,
and it's
this is
not
new
good.
evidence
Tell
to tell everyone about.
I caught a glimpse of a cloaked figure sneaking into a secret cave down on the mountain road. I have a feeling there's something important in there.
That does sound rather odd. All right, let's say there is something going on. What do we do about it?
Miss Johnson and I are trying to get down to the wagon. We need you to help us distract Patrick.
Finally!
We just need you to get the kid out of the way long enough for us to get down the mountain without being spotted.
All right. Hello, young
The
man.
secret
Can I
cave
borrow
is
you for a
literally
moment?
the least
Sure.
compelling
What do you need?
evidence.
Joanna asked me to make sure everyone was
Yes.
happy. Come to the big tent and I'll give you a quick checkup.
Oh, okay, if it's quick. Sister Joanna won't like it if I leave my post long.
Now's our chance. Let's go.
I suppose it is the only piece of evidence other than the missing body that isn't gossip-based, and the body is arguably
No.
gossip-based. They've taken all the wheels.
What have these people done to my wagon?
It's clear they don't want us leaving New Bethel.
You said there was a cave down here?
Looked like.
Then see if you can find it. We need to figure out what we're up against.
An unassuming looking bush. Here we are. This bush was put here deliberately. Hey, look! I found the cave.
Good. Now see what's inside, and be quick.
A small opening in the rock. This is way too small for anyone to fit through. This workbench is a mess of books and papers. What's this? Looks like some kind of handbook.
Bless me.
A printer's proof copy.
Bless me.
It's full of dynamite and wires. Someone has been making
They blew up the
explosives.
bridge. Who could have guessed? And thank
The
you, Stupid
hand-drawn
Cheese.
map of the area. That's the road, and it's been marked with several X's. This is exactly where we broke down. These look like they were placed here recently. Wait a minute. These are our wheels. These look like... Wait.
We can't pick them up, though. Is that everything in here? No, we need to open the cupboard.
I can only guess what's in there.
Then open.
It's stuffed with guns and ammunition. That's not a good sign.
Take.
Stuffed with...
No, not allowed to take. And we can get a shovel.
A shovel and pickaxe. Perfect for digging potholes and dirt roads.
No, we can only observe the shovel. Fair enough.
It's in bad shape.
No time for chatter now, Leger.
Pop Sister Führer. Hmm.
Nasty pothole. Can't believe it took out the wagon.
I swear that wasn't there when we drove through. I ain't blind. I would have seen and avoided it.
There's a bunch of grass at the bottom. Seems it was covered. Not sure if this is the one I saw from the crow's nest. Ow! Damn thorns.
Okay. Back upstairs. No, I'm meant to do something else. What else could I possibly be meant to do? What didn't I do in here? We looked at these. We looked at this. We looked at this. We looked at this. We looked at the guns and we looked at the wagon wheels. What else do you want, game? Here again? Maybe.
This is way too small for anyone to fit through.
We can't send, like, I would imagine sending the dog in.
The Saboteur's Handbook by JT and JR. My god, I need to show this to Lola. Now.
Okay. No, I was meant to look at the new book. And then that tells me what to do.
You won't believe what I found in the cave.
Try me.
A printer's proof of something called the Saboteur's Handbook. Have a look.
Written by J.T. Joanna Taggart.
Must be, but who is JR?
Jonathan Red?
Who's Jonathan Red?
Seriously? You never heard of the Redites? They're a bunch of anti-steam tech thugs who went around sabotaging machines and factories a few years back. They were mostly active in New Britannia, but they got their start in Bright Bay.
So you think Joanna knew Jonathan Red?
Not just knew him. I think they worked together. Maybe more than that. You get a good look at that Eliza girl? She's got a certain resemblance to that Mr. Red.
Hang on. Joanna told me Eliza's father was named Jonathan.
And there you have it.
All that aside, look at the contents.
These are all instructions. Sabotaging vehicles and laying road traps. Low-grade bombs for controlled explosions. Creating concealed hiding spots in the wilderness. Remind you of anything?
Well, one thing's for certain. The wagon breakdown wasn't just coincidence.
They blew up the bridge.
Someone planned it to get us here.
Yes, but who?
That's what we need to find out.
Lots of pages have notes scribbled in the margins. Some are from JT, others from JR. Looks like they had some ideological differences.
Oh?
Joanna thought things were going too far. She objected to giving instructions for explicitly violent stuff. Here's a note on the bombs page where she says, "Too dangerous to print." Same time, Red's written things like, "This information is a tool for a righteous cause," or "No revisions, too late for cold feet." But there's another set of notes in somebody else's handwriting. Here, on this recipe for an acid compound, Joanna crossed out some ingredients. This other person tried to fill in the missing information.
So this third person is probably our saboteur.
I'd put money on it.
I think our top priority is figuring out who this person is.
I agree, but we gotta be discreet.
No, it isn't.
We
Our
can't
top
just
priority
go
is
around
fixing the
interrogating
wagon
everyone,
and going
hoping for a confession.
going
We need
away.
Solid proof identifying the person you saw going into that cave.
My brother was the detective in the family.
Let's hope some of his skills rubbed off on you.
So what should our next move be?
Round up the others and come to my cabin. We need to talk. Come on, let's get back up the mountain before anybody notices us missing.
And
Shooting
so
all the
saboteur is
cultist
the reason
thugs.
we're here.
We need to uncover who it is and tell these people. They deserve the truth.
Now wait just a minute. This is all very serious for sure. But these folks have a whole way of life they're accustomed to. We expose it all as a lie. Why, We're ripping the bottom out of their world.
Jake's got a point. It could tear this community apart.
I think Lola's right. Not knowing your true history is no way to live.
At the very least, Joanna should know about this. As the community's leader, it falls to her to decide what to do with this information.
We gotta be able to prove who the saboteur is first. Could be the rot goes all the way to the top.
I have a strong suspicion, but I'll see if I can confirm it.
Once you do, you can tell Joanna the truth, assuming she's not the one behind it all.
Or you could try talking to the saboteur. Maybe get him to lay off without having to upset the whole community.
I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, so we're presented with two options. Turn the saboteur in, or ask them to stop being an arse, basically.
Nothing else to say to him right now.
Seize the means of sabotage?
Wait a minute, this is the same cloak I saw through the spyglass. Got you now, Eliza.
That's all the evidence we needed that it was Eliza, which I said from the start because it's so suspicious that the airship she was on crashed, right? I said that she clearly sabotaged the airship.
Joanna, Eliza, and her father. These are most... Guess Eliza... Certain... Nothing else to say?
Yes, I do. He knows that she did it. He's forgiven her for some reason, but he knows.
Hello again, Joanna.
Hello to you, Sister Harley.
Joanna, I'm afraid I have some disturbing news.
What is it?
Can you call together the community? This is something everyone needs to hear.
What is this about? I would be glad to make an announcement once I know what it concerns.
I'm afraid I have to insist on addressing everyone at once.
As you wish. I'll call an assembly. Brothers and sisters of the Second Dawn, Sister Harley has asked me to bring you all together to hear her words. Tell us, Sister Harley, what news have you for us all?
You have all been living a lie. It wasn't God who brought you here, or there is a wolf among you.
Since you all came here, you feared wolves in the forest below. But I'm sorry to tell you that the real wolf has been living among you all this time.
What are you saying?
Eliza has been pulling the strings all along. She's been manipulating us all. She's been setting traps in the road to capture wagons and bring their passengers into New Bethel.
What? How dare you?
I saw her enter a secret cave at the base of the mountain. It was full of saboteurs' tools, along with spare wagon wheels, and this.
What? Eliza, what are you doing with that?
Claiming my birthright. Just because you disavowed father doesn't mean I did.
So it was sabotage. I always ask myself if our breakdown was really an accident. You've been lying to us all
You go,
these
sister.
years.
No, I swear I didn't know anything about this.
Then why did you prop up the lie about Abraham Levinsky?
What lie? Brother Abraham was killed when he left the safety of New Bethel, torn apart by wolves.
Then why is his grave empty?
But what are you saying? Brother James buried him. He told us the body was terribly mangled.
So you never actually saw Levinsky's body?
No, I put my faith in Brother James's word.
There was no body because Levinsky never died. There were no wolves. In fact, he made it safely to Las Virgenes. Just weeks ago, he was in the papers announcing his niece's marriage. It was just a story concocted to keep you all here. To keep you afraid.
He was trying to protect you. He was trying to protect all of us. Brother James was the one who had the idea to bring in new members. He understood that a community can't thrive without them.
James was a saint. He loved this community. And you, Sister Joanna. There's nothing he wouldn't have done for you all.
I think that is becoming very clear.
Eliza, I don't understand. Why would you do this?
The outside world is a horrible place, Mother. You should know this better than anyone. Look at what we've built here. How we've grown and flourished. We had to keep that safe. That's why you had to make sure no one ever left the mountain. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I only wanted people to share in our joy.
But you did it without asking us if we wanted a part of it. A community without trust ain't no community worth living in.
Joanna, my love, there's something else you probably ought to know.
Ooh, is he
about.
going to admit
I never
that
said
she
anything because after a while it didn't seem to matter. But after
sabotaged
the
the
crash, I
crash?
examined
Yeah.
the boiler and, well, it had clearly been sabotaged.
What?
We were headed for disaster. I saw it in my vision.
You mean you saw that we were going to crash? That someone was going to sabotage the ship?
No, Mother. You don't
Yes,
understand.
and that someone was
I saw the
me.
sun setting in the west, and the sea became red with blood. We were going to make it to the coast, but the land was already tainted, cursed. It was the mountain that was our true home, a citadel of holy peace. I just had to make sure we ended up here.
So, you brought the airship down? Eliza,
I'm
you
so
could've
glad
killed
I
us
called
all.
that.
But I didn't. I gave us a new life, a better life.
And you can keep it. Come on, Jerome. We're leaving this rock. Anybody who wants to come with us is welcome.
What? You can't just leave. Where will you go?
Anywhere but here.
You won't last 2 minutes out there.
Silence, Eliza, until further notice.
But
I said silence. Return to your quarters immediately. Wait for me to come find you. Please, Sister Sue Ellen, don't be so hasty. It breaks my heart to hear what my baby has done, but now that I know the truth, there's no reason we can't start over. We can continue to live here without the fear of the unknown below.
That ain't gonna work, sis. Joanna, not now. We're way past that.
Oh no, do we tell them to give them a second chance, that this is correct and you can't keep up the charade, or do whatever the heck you want, we just want our wagon fixed?
Whatever you all decide is your own business. We just want our wagon fixed so we can be on our way.
Yes, of course. I'll arrange to have it ready by morning. Thank you, by the way, for opening my eyes.
I'm sorry it had to be this way, but I couldn't keep silent.
I think perhaps I've relied too much on silence. I am sorry to see you go, but I understand your desire to continue your journey.
Thanks, Joanna.
Huh. That was quite the experience.
Better now it's over.
Hopefully they'll put a stop to Eliza's tricks.
I had my suspicions about her.
Didn't let them hold you back. Come on, we've lost enough time here.
Our sojourn in New Bethel has left us all somewhat shaken. Thankfully, we have only to cross Hellfire Pass today, and from there, it's a straight shot down into El Presidio. With our goal so near in sight, we can all focus our attention back to the task of locating Dr. Clark's fortune.
Alright, and that, having escaped the religious insular society honey trap area, makes a perfectly reasonable point to cut. Ay, ay, ay. What will we find on the descent down into Pseudo-California? Find out next time.